Yeah, for those clothes, my cousin, for that important.
Hi guys, so just continuing. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be putting into the oil to saute. So what I did is I added some avocado oil to the pot and I'm letting it warm up, and then I'm going to be adding these ingredients to it to saute, just to release the flavors before I add the other soup ingredients. Okay, so in this I've got some onions, I have some red and green bell peppers, there they are, I have thyme, I have cloves, I have spring onions, and I have some garlic. Okay, so that's what I have in here so far, and I'm going to be adding some salt to it as well, and I'm going to let it saute. Let it saute, guys, and then I'm going to add the soup mixture, the rest of it. Okay, all right, so let me just take you with me, just turning the stove back on. It's switched off because I've got everything on top of the stove, so the sensors are sensing everything on the stove, and so the stove does not want to stay on. So let me just remove everything off the stove, guys. I'll just do it while you're here with me. It's all right. That's my pumpkin. I'm going to use that pumpkin. That's the rest of the onion, rest of the spring onions that I'm going to use. That's the okra over there. That's the cloves and the red string beans. I'm going to add these to it as well, and the salt. So I've taken all of those off the stove, and I'm going to then turn the stove back on. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because it's a call it stove, electric induction stove. And you know how these are. If you have one of them, you know how they are, and if you don't have one, then basically it has sensors, so if anything is on it, then it sometimes gives a bad it just causes the response of the stove to be super active, and then it just doesn't know what it's sensing, so then it just switches itself off as a precautionary measure. Now I'm sure that's not the scientific reason, but I'm sure you also get what I mean. So it just needs to have just the stove on it, on the burner that is being used, and that's all. Okay, so I've got this one, and I've got this one from yesterday when I did the tea. I still have the tea, guys. I'm still drinking from it. I warmed it up this morning, and we've been drinking it. I've shared it with someone that came to visit as well, and they liked it, and we've just been drinking it. So when you make your tea, remember you can reuse it. Just put it in the fridge at the end of the day. In the morning you can add some more water to it, and then you can warm it up again. So you could be drinking from the same herbal tea pot for at least 3 to 4 days, as long as you just keep putting it in the fridge each night, and you can top it up. Okay, all right guys, so stove should work now. Yes, there we go. I'm going to put it on full power so it warms up quicker. I don't want the video to be too long. As soon as it starts to get warm, I'm going to put it back down. Okay, yes, I'm making pumpkin soup, guys. There it goes, getting warm already. See, so I put it back down to 12. Alright, and I'm gonna now add the ingredients. Gonna get noisy. is amazing, guys. Amazing. Adding my salt. So guys, as you can see, it's sauteing nicely. The ingredients are softening, the flavors are releasing, and it's looking absolutely amazing, and it also smells so great. So I'm going to move on now to getting my pumpkin and my chocho, we call it chocho, ready. And I'm also going to get this ready, which is my green beans, or string beans we call them, and also the okra. Alright, so I'm going to get those ready whilst this is doing its thing. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'll put some water on to boil. So that's the water that's being boiled. That's going to be what I add all the ingredients to for the soup. So what I'm going to do, sorry about the quality of that a moment ago, but here's the water, guys, boiling up and ready. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the seasoning that I had sauteed earlier. Remember that? This one. See, it's nicely sauteed, so I'm adding it to that. Going to be really tasty. So I've added it in, and you can also get some water, some of this water, and use it to rinse the bottom of, just rinse out the, this is what I'm going to do. See, I'm going to get some of the water from the soup pot. I'm going to pour it in here, and I'm going to use it to rinse out the pot. So all the flavors that were released in this pot is now going to go into the soup mixture as well. And in case you're wondering, why did I saute it or fry it or char it, whatever you call it, first, I did it because I wanted to release the flavors more. I mean, you could just put them in the water and just boil them. That's not a problem, but I find that it's more flavorsome when I do it this way, so that's why I did it that way. Okay, alright, so that's now in, and now I'm going to add the other ingredients. So remember earlier I showed you the okra, so this is the okra. I sliced them up, and then these are the string beans or the green beans, and then I have the pumpkin. Now putting the pumpkin in whole like this, because when they're boiled I'll just use the potato masher to just mash them out, okay? But if you want to cut these up really small, you can. I also have the chocho, these white bits, these ones that I've also added. So I'm going to now add the contents to the pot. Go. I'm going to leave this to boil, right, for around 35 minutes. But of course, you can keep checking on it. You don't need to open it except if you want to keep stirring it, but I'm just going to leave it on. Midway though, when it's around 20 minutes, I'm going to add these yams. I call them yams. I think they're called cocoa, or I think they're called Coco Yam in Africa. I think in Jamaica we call them, I can't remember the name that we call them, but I just call them small yams. In fact, I do call them cocoa. But I know cocoa, this is not really cocoa. This is just the small yam, but I can't remember the name. Guys, if you know the name of these, remind me, please. I can't actually remember the name of them now. But they what they do, in case you're not familiar with these, they taste like a mixture of potato with green banana when you cook them. So it's a mixture of a taste between potato and boiled green bananas. Yeah, in my opinion, that's what they taste like. But it's really nice. It's starch. It's so yummy, and there's no meat in this soup. It's a vegetable soup. So I'm gonna add this to it in about 18 minutes time. That's going to finish cooking with this. So by the time the whole entire 35 minutes have passed, or I could even push it to 45 minutes. It's just basically when all of these are tender, guys. You don't have to overcook. Remember, overcooking your food depletes the food of all its nutrients. So as soon as the pumpkins are cooked, you can start to mash them out. And if the pumpkins are cooked, then these will be cooked as well. And then when you check, when you actually have put in your yams as well, if the yam is this yam cooks very quickly, and it will actually start to disintegrate in the pot, and you don't want that to happen. So that's why I don't put it in now. I'm going to wait until my pumpkin, which takes a longer time to cook. So when my pumpkin is like halfway or even 3/4 of a way cooked, that's when I'm going to add this, because that only takes around 18 to 25 minutes. Do you understand? So that's why I time it this way. I'm going to leave this to cook for another 18 to 20 minutes. And then after that, and I tested my pumpkins, and my pumpkins are about 3/4 of the way, I am then going to add the yams. So I'm going to peel these in the meantime, guys, whilst this is going on. So let me just set my timer. Hold on, can't see anything. The contents of the pot keeps coming over on the stove, guys, so I'm constantly wiping. Anyway, all right, so let me just put this down to 12, and then I'm gonna set the timer to 17 minutes now. Oopsies. There we go. So that's 17 minutes. And when the timer goes off, that is when I am going to come back and add this to it, and then leave that to cook. Okay. Oh, one more thing, guys. If you want to add turmeric to it to add an anti-inflammatory boost to the soup, you can add some turmeric to it as well. I'm not going to add any turmeric to this one, but you can if you want to. Okay. All right, guys. So next stop will be adding the yams. Okay, guys. So time is up. See, the stove is alarming and it switched itself off, so I need to turn it back on. All right. And let's see what's going on in the pot. Okay, smell is amazing. Let's just check to see what my pumpkins are doing. So yeah, the pumpkin is 3/4 away, or nearly done actually. Wow. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the yams. They're now peeled, so I'm going to add these. They're going to take another about 20 minutes to cook. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stir the pot a little bit. I'm going to stir the pot. I'm stirring the pot, and I'm gonna add some fresh seasoning. So the reason why I'm adding the fresh seasoning now, guys, is to add that bit of fresh flavor. I'm adding thyme as well to the last part of the cooking. And what this does, this one is spring onions. What this does, it just adds a new burst of fresh flavors to the pot. Because remember, when you were sauteing it first, the flavors were released, and then you boiled it and cooked it out really in the soup. So the flavor is in the soup, but you want a burst of fresh, not flesh, fresh flavors remaining in the pot. So that's why I add that. Okay, some people also like to add the fresh seasoning in their plates as well. Like me, I like to add a pepper, piece of thyme, and some spring onions to my soup just before I have it, because then I can taste the burst of seasoning, the burst of the thyme and everything in it, and I just love it. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm removing the pumpkin and I'm gonna mash it, and you're gonna see the difference in color, because it's pumpkin soup, right? I just didn't spend the time, I didn't have the time to really cut up everything small. So I'm just doing it this way. So this is another alternative to how you can do it. So I'm just showing you. I can see a bit of whole pumpkin still floating around there, but that's fine, they can stay. I'm gonna leave this to cook for a while I mash these. So how I'm gonna mash them? Simple. I'm gonna use this potato masher, and I'm going to just mash them, okay, like this. That's really nice and simple. See, all mashed. Go, and I'm going to add it back to the pot. So all I'm doing now is adding it back to the pot. See? And just give it a stir. See that? You see the burst of pumpkin color, the burst of orange, the vibrant orange. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Wow. Oops. Wow. It smells so great. Yes, yeah. That's it. And as I said earlier, you could add some turmeric to it if you'd like to. I'm not going to add any to this one, but you could if you wanted to. There are plenty variations to this menu, guys, to this recipe. I'm going to do them all. I'm going to show you all how to do them. And guys, can you put in the description bar, just put interested if you'd be interested in me doing a subscription. So basically what I would do is I would start a subscription where every single week I come on and do some live shows where we cook together. So I'll tell you a week in advance what ingredients to get, and then you get them for the following week, and then at least twice a week, or depending on what is required. But I mostly would say 2 meals per week or more if it's needed, and we come on live and we cook together. We have a chat about what we're cooking, especially if you're on a health journey, guys. Say you're looking to lose some weight, say for example you have a gluten sensitivity like I do, if you have gut issues that you're trying to sort out, and you just want a guide of what meals to have each day, then we can do that together. Pretty much that's what I do. I generally follow a plan because there are lots of food that I can't have, you know, because I'm just sensitive to them. And so I've had to really adjust, but I'm still going. I'm getting stronger and stronger. I used to suffer with a lot of illnesses, and I'm slowly getting rid of all of them. And it's just basically it's by changing my diet and just sticking to the foods that nourish my body and the foods that my body loves. And it's not easy though, you know, it's not easy. Sometimes I do go off track, but I try not to go off track too much where it's going to cause damage. And also I have you know, different techniques that I use if I've gone off track. Maybe I went to a staff dinner, you know, or I was invited to someone's house, and you know, they you know, I don't want them to, I want to eat what they've prepared, you know. They've gone through the effort of cooking it, and I don't want to be a complaining about this and that. So, you know, I'll indulge. Then when I get back home, or even before, I know what sort of tea to have, you know, to coat my stomach, to coat my intestines, so it doesn't do any damage, or what to drink. I'll introduce you to all of that, guys. I've got a wealth of knowledge that I want to share, that I use for myself and my family and some of my friends that I suggest things to, who take them on, and I want to share that with you as well. So let me know, just put interested in the comment box so I will know if you're interested in the subscription. It won't be expensive, don't worry. But I'll give you more information on that. And of course I'll come on, and for all people who are joining the subscription, then we will cook each week. If it gets really popular and people really want it, we can cook every day. Live cooking every day. Do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack together. Or if you just want the recipe, if you just want the ebook, like a recipe ebook, you know, I'll also make that available, so you can also have that. So in the meantime, let's check out my soup, guys. Gluten-free vegetable pumpkin soup, boiling away. Yes. Woo. Doesn't that look great? Smells amazing. And guys, in case you're wondering, a soup like this would be very useful to somebody who has gluten intolerance, someone who is trying to stay away from meat, not necessarily a vegetarian, or if you are, then fair enough, that's fine. But you just want to stay away from it. Maybe you've indulged a lot over the Christmas holiday or the holiday season, and it really does give your body a little bit of a break. If you have diabetes, then the green beans in there with the tips on them be good to regulate your insulin level. It is such a powerhouse. It's got beta carotene, it's got so many nutrients, vitamin C, vitamin E. It has omega-3 fatty acids as well. Remember I had put some of the, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I had put some of the avocado oil in there when I was sauteing the vegetables. So that has the vitamin E in there. That's good for that. So that will help you out a lot, and it's just amazing. I've got cloves in there as well. So the cloves is antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. This is a lovely tea to have. It's healing. Okay, the onions are in there if you have cough and cold. The thyme is in it for cough and cold. The okra is so amazing. It's an amazing vegetable with loads of vitamins and nutrients for your body. This is just a great soup, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the timer, because remember I've got the yams in there, right? So they should need another 10 minutes, and then they should be ready. Then I'm going to plate up and I'll let you see the finished product, guys. Okay guys, so the time has elapsed and the soup is ready. Look at that. See? Nice and plate them up now and enjoy it. If you want to add an extra kick to it, like an extra nutritional boost to it as well, you can add some oregano. If you have dried oregano, you could use the oregano as well, and that will help you if you have, like, say for example, a cold, or you know, not feeling too good. This is the oregano that I use over here, dried oregano. See, I'm gonna add that to mine, not to the whole pot, but you can if you wanted to. Okay guys, I'm gonna plate mine up. Just plating mine up. Can't wait to have it, guys. Yes, and that's mine. Just a tiny bowl of soup for today. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the oregano on it. Just a little bit. A little bit more. Oh, that's a good amount. Yes, looks good, doesn't it, guys? Yes, I'm going to stir this up and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to switch that off in a moment. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed making this gluten-free pumpkin soup, enriched with so much vitamins and minerals that's good for your body. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment box, guys. And also about the subscription, if you'd be interested in joining, just put interested and I'll get back to you when I'm ready, okay? So basically when I'm ready to set it up. But for now, we're going to be cooking together just the same on Facebook, on Instagram and YouTube. See you soon, guys. Oh, one last tip. Whilst you are, when you had put the yams in it and you were waiting for the last bit of cooking to go on, at that point you could also taste it. And if you tasted and it tasted like it needed a bit more salt, and you could add some more salt to it. Okay, so you basically add salt to taste. All right, of course, if you've got hypertension, you know, high blood pressure, and you wouldn't want to add any more salt to it, you know, other than the salt that we added in the beginning when I was sauteing the seasoning. Okay, there you go, guys. So that's my natural gluten-free pumpkin soup, ready to be enjoyed. Nutritious, no powdered seasoning, no MSG, no artificial seasoning, just natural goodness, guys, for our bodies to to fill our bodies with nutrients, make us feel better, you know, give us the healthy kick that our bodies need in this world that we're living in. All right, guys, so you take care and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.